Welcome back, Bravehearts, and it's Friday, and here we are, and it's weekend. I hope you're going to have the best weekend of your life, and I'm sure some of you are planning maybe barbecues or get together with your family, or you're doing gardening, but I hope you're getting out in nature. So welcome back to the Doc of Detox show. This is DocStar TV, and I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf, and today I want to take your questions, okay? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a look at the questions that we get from Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, and then also I have my earpiece right here. So if you want to come on Zoom, do they have the Zoom link?
Yep.
So everybody, if you want, you can just come on Zoom, come on live. You don't have to show your face. If you want to ask me questions or you want to challenge something that I've said or something that somebody else has said, we can talk about it. How's that? Okay? Now, I want everybody to first take a good look at something. Take a look at how you feel right now. How do you feel right now about your life? How do you feel right now about your family? How do you feel right now about the way the world's going? You know, somehow, some way, you're going to have to make peace with this, okay? Because I will tell you that what I see is that people do not realize, okay? They do not realize that their mind is not theirs, okay? So we've been getting that more and more. I've got right now approximately, I'd say about 12 staff that answer phones for questions that come into people. And this is what my staff says. They say, and I've noticed it, but everybody's talking about it, how people cannot focus. Now, I'm not trying to pick on people that had the V either, but we've definitely noticed something, that people who have had the V or 1 or 2 are having a hard time focusing, and we find that their health conditions are getting worse. Now, as a collective, we see it, especially in the health industry, we're seeing this. So here's the deal. Where are we going with our health? Well, the reality is that if we don't pull our health back into our own power, if we don't take control of our home, are you in control of your home? Are you in control of the emotional health of your home, the physical health of your home, the nutritional health of your home? How is it with your family, okay? Do you have a lot of toxic people emotionally living with you? Do you have people that live with you that don't want to change their diet? They don't want to change their habits, whether they be good or bad? What does your life look like? These are the questions that I'm asking you. What would you change in your life if you could? What would you change about yourself? What would you change about your family? What is it that you're looking for? What would make you happy? What would create joy and peace in your life? Good afternoon, Gail. Good afternoon, Tracy from Texas, okay? No questions yet. There was a question, though, I saw about pacemaker. Okay, are the crystals okay with a pacemaker? Listen, the bodyguard, the protector, the guardian, with a pacemaker, it's all about frequency. It's not going to interrupt a pacemaker anyways. Oh, and can I please talk about pacemakers just for a second? Okay? Guess what? Yesterday I was on the phone, and a lady, okay, called up, and she was telling me about her husband. He went and had a stress test at work, okay? And she said that he failed the stress test, and they told him that he needs a pacemaker. This is how psycho this world is, okay? Let's just get a pacemaker into him, okay? And you know why? Because he can't look after his own heartbeat, okay? Because he can't look after his own anxiety levels, because he can't remember to drink enough water or to eat properly, and that's all it is, okay? That's all this is. Understand something. Very few people would ever need a pacemaker. I'm not even sure if anybody needs, I don't believe that anybody needs a pacemaker, because arrhythmia just means that you have anxiety, you're not getting enough oxygen, you're not getting enough minerals. And the reality is you do know that 90% of all the people that rush to the hospital have never had a heart attack. They've just had a fart attack. where the putrefaction in their large intestine has created gas that rises up and puts pressure on their heart. And I would love somebody to come on and challenge me on this one, because you're not going to win on this one. Okay, I've been in the business now for over 40 years, and why don't you do some research and find out that all of the people that run it, especially it's men, it's anxiety, it's overeating, it's not eating correctly, but the biggest one that nobody ever is going to look at, it's not being able to actually process your emotions. That's right. How many men can process their emotions? Okay, women have trouble with it, but they don't have the trouble that men do. Men suppress it or push it off a cliff, right? And that's why it's the craziest thing, but heart disease is the main killer. Not cancer, heart disease. Cancer comes in second, but the reality is you do know that the heart does not get cancer, because the heart is the highest vibration of any tissue in the human body. And if you were to process everything up through your heart with unconditional love, you would never have heart disease, and you probably wouldn't have any other illnesses either. Because if you dipped everything in unconditional love and you weren't a heavy-duty judger on yourself, the world, and everything else, then you wouldn't be putting your heart to jail. And that's what we do. We put our heart to jail. We suffocate our heart. Okay? We actually grow scar tissue within it and around it. We actually calcify our heart, and we wall it around it because we have to protect ourselves. So understand that the heart problems are always going to keep happening. Come on, look at the songs. My achy breaky heart. My heart's in pieces. My heart is empty. She broke my heart. He broke my heart. Okay, my heart aches for you every time you leave. And this is because we've been taught to be victims. We've been taught to be weak. And the weakness is that we rely on other people to fill up our heart like a gas tank. Our heart is not a gas tank that gets filled up by other people. It needs to be filled up by yourself. Okay? So anyway, so now he's saying he needs a pacemaker. She doesn't want him to get it. She wants him to do a perfect day consult. And I will tell you right now that if he got a perfect day consult and he went back in 3 weeks, they wouldn't find anything wrong with his heart. And that's how fast that is. Do you know how much anxiety, how much judgment, depression, anger has to create that kind of fluctuation in your heart? I already told you, your heart can't get cancer. There's never been a recorded patient person in the world that's ever had cancer of the heart. Karen, would love to hear your suggestions on iodine and triple negative breast cancer. I'm already 100% plant-based. Well, first of all, which breast is it? Your left or your right? Whereabouts is it in the breast? What is it? Is it fibroid? Is it a tumor? What's going on? Be more specific about it, Karen. And about the iodine, well, you want to do 1.5 ounces of infinite iodine. And if you want to call me, I can get you on a special protocol and program where you will be paying wholesale for the iodine, okay? So in situations like this, we want to help you out. And I'm already on 100% plant-based, but understand something. I hope you're not eating any fake meat, you know what I mean, like made out of soybean and other things like that. And you can be on 100% plant-based diet. But what is your mind like, Karen? Okay? Let me tell you something right now. Do you mind your own business, Karen? Are you trying to fix your family? Are you trying to fix your relationships? Or are you only working on fixing one relationship and the one with you? If you only focused on fixing one relationship, and that would be your relationship with you, then you wouldn't have, you're not going to like this. And I don't mean this in this way, everyone, so don't take it wrong. But you wouldn't have the cancer. I already did a one-a-day this morning where I said that every disease has a personality. And understand something. Every personality creates every disease, okay? Because it's your belief systems. When they come together, your different belief systems that come together with a master belief system that will actually create a master frequency that will decide whether it's heart disease, diabetes, cancer, or it could be 1 or 2 or 3 of the above, right? So just know that. You can take a look at a person's illness and you can take a look at their personality and it matches it. I've been doing this for over 1/4 century. So go read or go watch the emotional the emotional intelligence of cancer, disease, and healing in my library, and then tell me I'm wrong. Because understand something, you are activating a frequency if you have cancer to create cancer, and you're doing it all the time. And understand something, that is actually a frequency that matches hate. I hate my life, I hate my relationship, I hate myself, I hate the way I look, I hate the way how I feel. But the reality is unconditional love will take care of any type of dis-ease, because it'll put you at ease, because we're not in alignment. Yes, of course, you know, we have to look at the plant-based diet, drinking structured water, detoxifying the large intestine, the liver, you know, the kidneys, the organs. Everybody thinks that, you know, just because the human body is one big detoxification organ, because it is. I mean, many times I've had people come on from the medical system and say, Dr. Wolf doesn't know what he's talking about, because the human body is just one big detoxification organ, which they're right. The skin is a detoxification organ. The lungs are a detoxification organ. The kidneys, the liver, the large intestine. I mean, I can keep going. I mean, we're basically one large detoxification organ, but we don't live in harmony with nature. We've got, you know, we've got corporations that understand something. Corporations have no heart. They have no pulse. They have no feeling. And corporations are put together to poison human beings. If you think that they're put together for anything else, then you're so far asleep, you're not even awake yet. Okay, there is no corporations. It stands for what? Corpse. What's the short form of corporation? Corpse. There's always a clue there somewhere, and they're going to make us into a corpse. Right? To the hospital and then hospice. Right? Fast food. Okay, what is fast food? Well, it's just the most poisonous food you could ever eat. Meanwhile, the majority of the population is eating it, not because they love it, not because of anything. It's just that it's so convenient. Convenient is the killer. You know, there's a corner store on every corner. There's about 2 fast food places in every city on every block. Okay, try to find a natural food restaurant. Then you've got, you know, the government. You've got the dairy board. You've got the sugar industry. They're all subsidizing to put more into it, because you have to understand something. Food corporations own the drive-thrus. They own all of this. And then food corporations are owned by pharmaceutical companies. Did you not know that? So the reality is where they go, well, we might not make as much money on the fast food, but we'll make it on our drugs. I hope you're getting this. So the reality is first infect you, then inflame you. Then you can't handle the pain anymore. So now we're going to dumb you down. Okay, by dumbing you down, and now you don't feel the pain, the inflammation, the swelling, the stiffness. So now what's going to happen is you can't think straight anymore. So now we can do anything to you. But then if we dumb down your pain and inflammation, your swelling and your stiffness, guess what's going to happen? Well, then you're going to have decomposition of your tissues. So your tissues are going to start to rot out, and that's called a disease. How many people know that whether you're talking about arthritis, colitis, whether you're talking about cancer, whether you're talking about diabetes, whether you're talking about eczema or psoriasis, this is the body decomposing, whether it's in an organ or a joint or in the tissue somewhere in the body. This is all your body, it's just decomposing, that's all. So, you know, not a big deal. You know, why do you think your armpits smell? Why do you think your bowel movements smell? Why do you think your breath smells? Okay? Because we're rotting. I mean, you know what? Why do you think a woman's vagina smells like fish? Okay, because it's putrefying. Because, look at this. Parents don't even know anything about potty training. Seriously. I mean, a child could go to the bathroom every 2 to 3 days. Meanwhile, it's a computer printout. They don't even know that. We don't even know the basics of health here on this planet. They've won already, okay? They just need to wait, and just the domino effect of everything, it's rolling out. That's why, you know what? If you really know what you're doing and you have faith in yourself, this would never happen. Karen, would love to hear your suggestions on iodine and triple negative breast. Well, I already was answering that, but Karen, did you ever get a consultation? And if you did, if you want, call me. My extension is 5. I'd like to really hear about what's really going on, because understand something. All cancers are just the height of inflammation. It can't be any higher. So why are you so inflamed? Well, I'm going to tell you something right now. if you buy into the story that cancer is a death sentence, then you're definitely corrupted, conflicted, contaminated, and that means that you are actually perpetuating and growing the cancer faster than anything else anyways, because your thoughts are everything. Your imagination, okay, is creating inflammation, or it's creating a new creation called your life, but that's not going to happen with most people, okay, because guess what? We can't stop talking about it because it's the most important thing on my mind. I've got cancer. I don't want to die. Okay, because you're always thinking I'm going to die and it's going to be painful. Well, if that's your main thought, then you're going to have them both. So what can you do to distract yourself from that is only focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. But how do you do that when you've got the cancer industry realizing something, which they realized 15 years ago, is that if you make cancer a death sentence, and the more you talk about cancer, the more people get cancer. And the more you talk about cancer and how, you know, there's been no real cures, this is the best it gets, okay, then it leaves everybody feeling like there's no hope, right? Just go home and get your will in order, okay? Thy will be done? I don't think so. So you need a different mindset. Gail, Dr. Wolf, I've been fasting a few days, drinking plenty of spring water from the farm here in the Ozarks. Been clapping and doing the belly button therapy. I take Tummy Love, C60, take Black Diamond, Black Gold, and your daily cleansing tea. I feel fine. Just wanted to know, is it normal to feel a little weak during my fast? My energy levels are low. First of all, by the time you get to the third day, you've totally shut down on your digestive tract. So your digestive tract totally shuts down. So just think about this. That's like most of your body's energy. You do know that. That's 70 to 80% of your energy. And that energy will now go into detoxifying you. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of energy to go in there and detoxify the poisons. And understand something. Listen, sweetie, if you were to actually just take 5 to 10 minutes out of every hour, put your head down, okay, and just connect to the lion heart breathing and calm yourself down. Okay, because whether you believe it or not, your body is working to removing not just the physical, but also the invisible belief systems that run you. It's getting rid of the worst toxins that were going to set you up for diseases and shorten your life or make your life a lot more painful. So what we do not understand is you haven't backed off enough. So if you're going in, okay, to go toe-to-toe with the devil, let's say, the devil being toxins, the devil being diseases, the devil being mutated cells, then why aren't you backing off and doing just really light, beautiful things, slight smile on your face, you know, spending time in nature and allowing your body to do its job, okay? So everybody, you know, when they go on a fast, why don't they just know that they've got to say no to everybody and everything as much as possible to honor what's going on, which is miracles taking place inside their body. And I'm not saying that you haven't, but just think of the things you're still doing for your family and your friends that you could have backed off on. Think about the things that you only need to do, okay, only need to do to get through today, and you will not feel weak, you will feel refreshed. So keep stressful people away from you, keep stressful things away from you, conserve your energy, and stay in alignment with yourself. Because if you're in alignment, then autophagy is going to take place, eating up all of the things that shouldn't be in your body, and stem cell making. But if you're going to be running around and you feel weak, do you actually think autophagy is going on? Do you actually think stem cell making is going on? And understand something, in a 6-day water fast, you can create more stem cells than spending $10,000 on stem cells. Did you hear what I just said? I hope you're getting this, and this is the truth. Your body is an amazing healer, especially when you do an advanced water fast and you honor it and respect it. But how many people will do an advanced water fast and guess what they'll do? They will not cut anything out of their protocols throughout the day, and they're just as busy and they're going, I'm feeling a little weak. Really? Really? You just asked your body and demanded that your body go in and get rid of that which will probably kill you, put you in the hospital, okay, or caused severe pain for you for the last 15 or 20 years of your life. And meanwhile, you didn't sit back and go, I'm going to just sit back, be in alignment, chill out, and allow you to do your job. I don't have to do anything. I can just sit here and allow the beautiful mechanism of advanced water fasting to go in and just clean up the mess. Okay? Lorraine, hi, Dr. Darryl. My sister is 77. She has Parkinson's. How can I help her? Where do I start? Well, the first thing, and I know you're not going to like this, but you can only help her if she wants to help herself. So does she actually believe that doing natural things, does she actually believe in what you say? Does she respect in what you say? Because if she doesn't respect what you say and you're the health nut in the family, it's not going to go that far. Would she actually even just go and get like a perfect day consultation? Would she actually call up and spend $150 on a perfect day consult? Okay, maybe not. So would she allow you to buy her a consultation? Because you know as well as I do that family members don't usually listen to family members. And you do understand that Parkinson's is actually just a dehydration, highly acidic, burnt out, her nervous system's burnt out. You do know that, right? So now we'd have to get the nutrition in her. You've got a detoxifier, but we've got to bring in the nutrition too. With somebody with Parkinson's, you can't just put them on a detox. You do that and they're going to crumble. You've got to bring up their energy levels to actually detoxify them. Because with Parkinson's, we know that the myelin sheath around the nerves is burning out. We know the nerves are burning out. You know this person has always had anxiety and stress. We also know that if she's 77, that her bowels aren't functioning properly. She's probably never done an ultimate coffee enema to purge all that junk out of 77 years out of her liver. So do you see what I'm saying? So you know what? It's like this. I'm going to tell you something right now. It can be so difficult trying to get people to believe that the body heals, that they can actually heal themselves, that sometimes you have to let them just do their drugs to try to just suppress the symptoms so that they can have just a half-decent life. You know, people are either going to buy into that their body will heal, and if they take massive personal action, embracing nature, walking away from mankind who is not kind. But the reality is how do you do that? Even though you may think that you're as logical as even though that you may think that you're really logical, she's probably going to think you're illogical, because it's actually the person's belief systems that rule you. And are people actually logical? No, they follow their belief systems. But what should she do? Well, I already said, you know, see if you can buy her Perfect Day Consult. You know, she gets unlimited support. I mean, if she's 77, she was born when there was hardly any toxicity on the planet. Did you know that? 75 years ago was a different world. I think she forgets about that world. And then, you know what? How many drugs is your sister on? How often does she go to the medical doctor? Because the more she goes to a medical doctor, the more she believes in a medical doctor, which means the less she would believe in natural health. So understand something. When you take a look at a person, you're going to look at a person, the condition they're in here more than the condition they have. I really don't believe that it's hard to actually turn around any physical condition in the human body. And I do mean almost any condition in the human body can be turned around. But you're going to have to turn around the mind to get the mind to buy into it. Because if the mind doesn't buy into your belief systems, which is if you're on here, you probably believe somewhat in what I'm saying. But if she doesn't believe in it, it's not going to work. And that's the truth. And then, does she have any passion for living, any purpose for living? Is she in love with life? Is she in love with someone else that's still living? Or has her partner passed on? Because even if her partner passed on, or too many people have passed on, that could have given her Parkinson's too. Because a lot of the times that this is how you leave this planet is you make yourself sick until your spirit can no longer live in the body. So the more sicker I become physically, the less that my spirit is going to be able to reside in this vessel called my body, okay? And that's it. So what's making her stay here? Does she have plans? Does she have purpose? Does she want to be here? There's a lot of things behind things. So we always want to look at the condition that a person's mind is in, and that'll give you an idea of the outcome, and are they open enough to bring in new belief systems, okay? Tracy, inhaling the Bright Eyes Silver Bullet with structured water 4 times daily, Braveheart breathing and clapping chest and lymph under arms, cough almost gone. And sweetie, if I can say this, you don't have to add structured water to the Bright Eyes and the Silver Bullet. They are actually 50-50 and they're at full strength. Where you add the structured water is with infinite iodine. You do 1 part iodine, 3 parts structured water. That's because the iodine, the infinite iodine, you don't nebulize that, okay, in full strength. But you can everybody should be nebulizing, okay? With all of the chemtrails and particles that are in cities, I don't have to worry about that here. I know people don't want to believe this, but I've never seen any chemtrails here. I'm not saying that we don't have some blowover from the wind, but I've never seen a chemtrail, never. And when I was in Kelowna, British Columbia, sometimes we couldn't even see the sun anymore because of the chemtrails. And that is the truth, okay? Let me see, so do that. And keep up with your clapping your chest, but also make sure that you clap right on the inside of your armpits, because that's where your lung and heart meridian are. And clap that for 10 minutes as strong as you can with the clapper. Just, yeah, okay, with the clapper. And just clap, no shirt, but just clap here for 10 minutes, just like the beat of your heart. Look. And you know, I'm going hard. Now, the first time, if I would have ever clapped like that, that'd have been, oh, ow, ow. You know, I am the master of my pain, and I don't have any pain. Isn't that something? I don't have any pain, because I know that pain is a GPS, okay? And that's why, you know what? You may not like pain. Well, that's because you've been programmed to actually run away from it, and that's why you have it. You've been told to tell it to shut up, and that's not a really good relationship. Or you've been taught to try to ignore it. Well, good luck with that one, because it'll get your attention until it takes your head off. But pain is just a loving GPS telling you when you're in alignment or not in alignment. And understand, when you master your pain, you master your life, okay? So no shirt on, you know, and I would do this for like, you know, 10 minutes. And then what you'll see is, if it's just red, then we know that we don't have any heart damage going on. We know that the lung damage is all gone. But take a look at what comes up. You'll see these blue, purple welts. You'll see it go even black. You'll see green. You'll see brown. Let me tell you something right now. When you clap, you shouldn't see anything but redness if you're healthy. If you're unhealthy, you're going to see black, green, brown, purple, okay? And that's it. And guess what? All you're doing is you're loosening up the issues in your tissues. The contamination in your blood and in your tissues rises to the surface, and it says, here, this is what you got to deal with, Daryl. This is what you got to deal with. And you're not dealing with it. And understand something. You could have a really great diet, but let's say this. If you feel you can't breathe because you have so much anxiety and you're hiding in the bush all the time, the make-believe bush from the make-believe paper tiger, okay, then you're going to be out of your skull, okay? And what's going to happen here, all that stress, okay, is, and you know, when you're stressed out, you don't breathe. You only breathe from your nose. You don't breathe from your lungs. And if you're stressed out, all of that acidity is going to go to your lungs because you feel you can't breathe. So you're going to actually shut them down. And then that's how you get lung problems. And guess what? I didn't smoke. I didn't do anything wrong. And I don't know how I got this lung cancer, this emphysema. I don't know how I got COPD. Well, you got COPD. That just means that you've got mucus filling up in your alveoli in your lungs, because guess what? Because you had infection that created inflammation that caused mucus congestion. COPD, my foot, will you? COPD, there's no such thing. It's just there's mucus in your lungs from inflammation, because you had to create extra mucus to protect the lining because you had so much infection in there. And that's usually because your bowels and your liver backed up, and that's true. You know, if somebody's got lung problems, you know they got bowel problems. And then the reality too is if you go and you find you're really purple here, guess what? You're going to get purple and black in here if my heart is broken, if you don't know how to love yourself. You know, I go from relation to relationship. It's been 20 years and I'm still working with my partner, trying to get them to love me, to understand me. Oh, for God's sakes. 20 years? Are you kidding? Don't tell me that we weren't programmed to suffer, because we are so programmed to suffer. I am not programmed to suffer. I had a meeting with my staff here, and I told them, I said, look, here's the deal. By November, it's game on. And anybody that's going to crack up is going to be cracked up by December. By December, they'll be ready to take all the drugs in the world to suppress their emotions, or they'll be in the psych ward, or they'll be talking about killing themselves, or they'll be on so many drugs, or they'll be drinking themselves to death by this Christmas. Do you think I'm kidding? I'm not. I said, everybody here, you got to earn your right to work here, which means you better get your emotional life together, okay? I don't want to hear about you're up and down all around, I can't stop crying, or oh my gosh, I'm so angry. You know what? I'd rather have no employees and no staff and nobody around me, okay? And that's what, and here's the deal. God love everybody, but nobody has any strategies for what's coming. So you better get clapping. And whether you want to believe this or not, everyone, I'm going to tell you something. I've got people that try to, and all they think about is suicide. And I get them to clap for an hour, their neck, their face, their head. And within 3 days, they're going, am I like crazy? I don't want to kill myself. I love myself. That's right. So, because you're storing dysfunctional issues in your tissues from toxic beliefs that were never yours because you believe that you're unworthy. Oh, well, if nobody loves me and I'm that bad, I just should kill myself. You know, I'm no good to my family, so I should just kill myself. We've all been there. We've all been there. Better watch what you talk about, especially what you whisper to yourself under your breath, okay? Rosa, my daughter is struggling with borderline personality. No, she's not. Borderline personality disorder. Oh my God, there's another one. Wow. What's wrong with your daughter? Well, she was diagnosed with personality disorder. Well, guess what? Your daughter's 21 years old and she has type 1 diabetes, but here's the biggest problem. She doesn't have personality disorder. What she's saying is my personality is not good enough to be loved, appreciated, respected by anybody. So she doesn't know who she is, and she doesn't know what she needs to become to have the respect, the appreciation by people. And that's the truth. Let me tell you something. Being 21 years old today and taking a look at this last 2 years, when your parents can't take a stand, they don't unconditionally love themselves, they don't unconditionally love each other, and then guess what? All this talk about infertility, all this talk about 50% of the population not even being alive in a few years. I'd have a personality disorder too if I believed in this stuff. And the reality is, even if it is true, we need to mind our own business. And the only reason why your daughter, who's 21, has a personality disorder, okay, is because her parents have one. Her parents have one. Her parents have one. Let me tell you something. I've hardly met a teenager in my life that I went to do a consult on that I needed to consult the parents first. And that's the deal. But they don't understand that, do they? Because guess what? I've always been like this. Oh, and then the parents can't handle and can't control a 21-year-old. Well, for one thing, she's not yours to control. And she's not yours to handle. She's yours to teach her unconditional love for herself by doing it for yourself first. And that's the deal. So you just keep on taking your daughter to medical doctors and they will give her diagnoses to make her look like she is inefficient and that she is limited and that she cannot be what she needs to be. That's it. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I'll tell you something right now. You find me one couple that unconditionally loved themselves before they got married, themselves and each other, and knew how to eat and how to treat each other and how to hold the line and mind their own business and know that the world is full of shit. The world's full of shit. Everybody's lying, and nobody knows they're lying because everybody's lying. Everybody's lying. The government lies all day long. Medical system lies to you all day long. Natural health practitioners lie to you all day long, unless somebody is actually training you how to master your mind, how to master your emotions, how to master pain, how to master your physical body, how to master getting rid of scar tissue, put the calcium back in your bones, and how to master your mind that you're not judging yourself in the world, then you're toast. You're toast. That's it. Don't tell me about all these practitioners. You know what? There are like, I don't know, I'm just guessing, but I guarantee you there are like 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 times more natural health practitioners in the world than there is medical practitioners. And guess what? It's only getting worse because people haven't learned to mind their own business and work on themselves. A practitioner can only give what he is. He can't give anything else. I'm not trying to put anybody down, because if you go out there to look how to be trained as a natural health practitioner, the training is watered down and twisted. And any government agency that approves of some natural health training, we already know that it doesn't work. It doesn't work. So if you ever find that I've had the government approve of who I am, or the medical system approve who I am, or the majority approve of who I am, then you know that I've sold myself out. That's it. So before I do that, I'll just quit and go fishing. How's that? All right? But understand, your daughter does not have borderline personality disorder. She has borderline where her parents and her friends don't understand her, and where she doesn't even understand herself. Okay? 1 second, please. So just to show this is live. Hi, this is Dr. Wolf. Can I help you?
Hi, Dr. Wolf. Are you doing a live show?
I'm doing a live show. Are you? What are you doing?
I was calling you, trying to find out about. Are you on Facebook doing a live show?
I'm on Facebook, Rumble, and where else? YouTube. And okay, YouTube. Okay, yeah. But that's okay. Just ask me your. What's your question?
I was just calling back because I was trying to get my product, and I'm coming in on the 25th for the 27th courses, and I was just trying to line some things up.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to be off this show in just a few minutes. So as soon as I'm done the show, why don't you give me a call? So let's say 25 minutes. How's that?
All right. Thank you so much.
And then we'll get that all lined up. Okay? Is that okay?
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, great.
Bye, love.
All right.
Okay. Let me see. What are the shakes that you drink? The shakes that I drink? Well, I really love organic strawberries, so that's pretty. I drink that. There's a raw egg in here. There's coconut milk in here. There's black gold in here. Okay, so that's what I'm drinking right now. You can see the color. I don't know. I don't want to pour it on myself. It does. Anyways, it's kind of a browny black. And that's because I put a lot of black gold in it, because that's what helps my good bacteria and clean up my digestive tract. So anyways, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do live Q&As a lot, okay? Okay? And I'm going to do them a lot. So just know that. As long as people like them, I'll answer, and, you know, but you do know that unless you're going to question everything in your life, then you're never going to have a life. Just know that. People that don't question everything about themselves and everything around them, they don't have a life. I question everything. I challenge myself more than I challenge anyone else. I challenge all my staff to grow, don't I, Yarick? But I challenge myself more than them. And the reality is, the only reason why I challenge my staff around me is because I can't live with insanity. That's it. I can't live with insanity. And guess what? Everybody is so ready to live with insanity and try to make and just be comfortable with it. I'm not going to do it. I refuse. I'm not going to do it. The world's insane, but I'm not going to go with it. Savina, our emotions need to be listened to. Wait a minute. Let's see what she says else. All our ills come as a result of emotions that are not processed. But hold on a second. All our emotions need to be listened to. I'm going to tell you something. I know what you meant, but can I just say that that's a dangerous statement? Because I'm not going to listen to the emotions that say that I'm worthless. I'm not going to listen to the emotions that tell me to hate you. I'm not going to listen to the emotions that tell me that I'm just not enough. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to listen to all my emotions, Savina. I am going to go 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I am a genius. 3, 2, 1, there's a new sheriff in town called Unconditional Love for Me. I am 3, 2, 1, I'm not putting up with it anymore. 3, 2, 1, I'm not going to live in a disrespectful relationship with myself or anybody else. 3, 2, 1, I'm not allowing anybody in my family to bring in alcohol and to drink every bloody night or to toke every night or to bring in garbage into the house, because I know that I have dysfunctional beliefs that are weak enough that when I'm tired and the fungus in me says, feed me, Daryl, feed me, that I'll be into the donuts or the crackers or the ice cream and everything else. So no, not true. I am not going to listen to the emotions that are based on me being more worthless, because I am more. I am more. And I'm going to use that word, I am. I am the practitioner I was looking for. I am the answer. I am the light of my world. I am the change I wish to see. I am the answer I was looking for. And understand something, if you don't want to create a great relationship with yourself, and understand that, guess what? I am not going to process every emotion that comes through here. I'm going to tell you what we are. We're walking antennas. Do you want to know something? That I could pick up an emotion from Yark. Yark is 10 feet away. I could pick up an emotion from him, and right now he's saying, I hate myself. And I'm going, wow, well, that's not my emotion, so I'm going to ignore it. It's like a turd floating down the river. Why would I focus on it? And understand, didn't you ever go like this? Oh my God, the phone rings. I was just thinking about you. The reality is guess what? Did you know, and you can believe this or not, this is science, 70 to 90% of all the belief systems that you have came from when you were zero to 7 years old. And understand something. What do the Jesuits say? Give me a child from 0 to 7 and that child will be our slave for life. And understand something, we are slaves for life. And understand something, you loved your parents, didn't you? You did, didn't you? But you didn't like a lot of things about them, did you? So get rid of those things, because those things are in you. So get rid of the family curse. So I am not going to spend any time processing negative emotions that are making me less. I'll observe them, but I'm not going to go in there and actually analyze them and come up with some kind of a judgment. Okay, how about this one? Oh my God, I just want to kill my partner. Oh my God, she makes me sick. Seriously? I'm not going to go with that stuff. I'm not going to make anybody responsible for my joy, my happiness, and I'm going to take total responsibility for that. So understand that. So I'm going to take total responsibility for putting a smile on my face, connecting myself to the lion heart breath. And if I actually have a negative thought come in, I'll look at it and go, no, what? You know, it's like this. I go to a buffet. And how much different food is in a buffet? If I ate all the food that was in that buffet, I'd make myself sick. If I were to process every emotion and thought that came through this head, I'd be dead. End of story. Because guess what? I have to be in the conscious moment. I have to be alert. I have to observe, and I have to decide what doesn't suit me. I'm not going to accept any emotion or any thought that doesn't fit into my future plan of bringing my vibration up and having the most amazing life. I don't care. Let the economy crash. Let it crash. Okay? Let everything go sideways and upside down. I still have the whereabouts in here to be able to have everything that I want. End of story. Because I am the creator of my life. I am not going to be ruled by anything. Okay, Karen, left breast, left breast. Okay, TNBC tumor. tumor at 7 o'clock. Okay, I eat no junk, plant food, 7 o'clock. Okay, so it is in the lower part of your breast. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you wear a bra? Does that bra have a wire in it? If that bra has a wire, that's an antenna, and you are going to be feeding that tumor like crazy. Okay, any bras that have a wire in them, you're going to see the tumor explode, because that wire in that bra is going to pick up every frequency that's in the area, just like any other antenna. I eat no junk, plant food. Oh man, you hit it with the emotional aspect. Oh, I already know I did. And so here's the deal. So Karen, did you lose a child? Okay. What happened with some child? Okay, I want you to text in, just tell me what happened concerning a child. Was it you that you didn't go over something? Or could you never have children? Or did you have a child and you lost the child? Or did you have a child, or do you have a child right now that you're worried about, that they're threatening their life? Please get back to me in a second on that one. Todd, I have 2 jabbed friends that developed cancer. Do you think the mind can overcome the cancer? Let me tell you something. Any condition that you are on the edge of having, if you did something like that, you're going to push yourself over the cliff. Now, do you think you could get rid of that? Well, I don't know. Those same people that got that, the 2 things that are, or the thing that you said, those 2 people got, I don't want to keep saying, I don't want to get cut off of Facebook, thank you. Okay, those people that got the you know what thing, okay, that probably, well, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay, understand their minds were a landmine. Okay, because nobody gets cancer in a physical level unless they already have it on an emotional level. And I'm going to tell you that. That's the God's truth. Think about what you want. Almost all my family's gone from cancer or heart disease. So you can believe that, okay? Cancer, heart disease, all right? So can they reverse it? Well, I believe that they could, but understand the thing that they went and did, if they're not doing things, and I don't mean to be like this, but if they're not sipping on C60, okay, MCT oil and hemp oil throughout the day, if they're not doing things like black diamond, if they're not doing and purging their liver, doing the ultimate coffee enema, cleaning their colon, if they're not doing high vibrational juicing, if they're not doing advanced water fasting, because understand something. Do you know what actually triggers the thing that they got in their arm? What triggers it? Acidity. What triggers cancer? Acidity. Okay? So if they can't bring their acid levels down, their stress levels down, and if they can't get into more of an alkaline lifestyle and then purge the detoxification organs and regenerate the tissue, that's the story. But understand something. How many people are going to look at this like a strategy and go get a perfect day consult and then have someone build it and go, okay, so as soon as you wake up, you're going to do this on an emotional and physical nutritional level throughout the day, and here's the strategies I need you to have so that you can emotionally protect yourself against yourself. Did you hear what I just said? So that you can emotionally protect yourself against yourself, because that's the main thing you need to do, is protect yourself against yourself. So you can come on Zoom. Is the Zoom thing up there if they want to come on? Okay. Sabina, totally agree. We create all our diseases, and that's not said in a negative way. Well, how could that? You know what? You know, Sabina, absolutely. But do you notice how we always actually have to apologize? We have to apologize to tell the truth. Do you want to know the hardest thing to do today is tell the truth without getting run over or hit by somebody? And listen, Sabina, don't apologize anymore. Okay, see if you can stop apologizing for telling the truth. Because disease means you're not at ease, which means it's not in alignment. So you go back. You go, totally agree. We create all our diseases, and that's not said in a negative way. Hey, let me tell you. How's this, Sabina? Totally agree. We create all our diseases, and that's the most positive thing I've said today. And that's the way you should have said it. You know what? Sabina, you're beautiful. I want you to stand in your power. And guess what's going to happen if you stand in your power and you tell the great truth? You will get rid of those people that are toxic in your life, and then you'll have a few people that love your truth, and together you will rise together. And that's the deal. Don't try to fit in, sweetheart, because it's not going to work. And listen, I'm not trying to tell you not to fit in, but just be your authentic self, because that's the name of the game. Do you know how we win against these, you know what, people? We become our authentic self because we're untouchable. And understand something. I'm not doing what I do to just have the best life ever. I'm doing what I do because I want to have the best eternity ever. I know that if I feed my spirit, I know that whatever work I do here to become more powerful and standing in my authentic self is going to send me into a better future, not just on this planet, but throughout eternity. I know there's a creator. I know there's a source, but I don't believe in it like other people believe in God. Please, that's so ridiculous. I mean, what a story. I mean, if we weren't so brainwashed and we actually listened to the story about God, we'd be going, gee whiz. I wouldn't even go see a movie like that. It's so far off. Okay, so anyways, don't mean to be like that. Margaret, you are brilliant, and it gives people more confidence. People would do well to learn more how to be positive and everything. I know, but the reality is that we've been taught that if we don't worry, then we can't keep our family safe. If we don't worry, we can't keep ourselves safe. And little do we know, when we worry, we're like magnets and we create disaster in our life. The London Bridge falls down. I mean, think about this. You guess what? Whatever you think about the most, you get, whether you want it or not. And that's the end of it. And that's the law of the universe. Everything is magnetism, and everything is whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. Whatever you put out there, you're going to get back. Oh, I just want to win $1 million. Oh, really? Oh, that's really cool. The reality is this. What you really want to do, okay, is understand that when you unconditionally love yourself first and foremost, and you start living for your passion, your purpose, okay, then you will be the creator you've always wanted yourself to be, okay? Lena, on the upside, I have noticed a change in body odor. Oh yeah, but if you're going to do, don't go any further, would you? But if you're going to do our Perfect Day Consult, just know that for 10 days, sometimes, if you're already a stinker, okay, then just know that for 10 days or maybe 3 weeks, you're going to really stink, okay? So you're going to really stink. So what? Shower a little bit more, okay? Or go get yourself a non-toxic deodorant, but you're really going to stink. And don't be putting deodorant on and clogging up your pores here. That's the last thing you want to do, okay? I don't use any deodorant. I don't stink. I've got a diet and a mind that isn't stinking thinking or a stinking diet. I don't eat dead animals. I don't eat processed foods. And, well, I don't even eat during the day. I eat at night. Last night I had a salad and I had a black bean soup. That's what I had. And that's all I ate all day except for my blender drink and doing my ionic calcium, my C60, and sipping all that. You can't see it, but I've got a bag over here. And I keep little bottles of things because I like microdosing all day long. It really gives me the edge. Microdosing is the key. Okay, upside, I have noticed a change in body odor. I'm not using deodorant now. Combination of Detox tea, a few other products. I feel better, and I have always looked young, but now I'm down 17 pounds, feeling great. You go, girl. My stepdad is sick, and all he wants to do is eat to get healthy and gain strength. Well, he never will, because understand something. One of the worst ways to try to get healthy is eating. Okay, the best way is doing an advanced water fast. That's the most powerful way in the world. End of story. But people don't get that, and everything is programming. So understand that. Don't expect the majority of the population to ever believe in anything that I'm saying, because I'm just a ridiculous quack. Okay, I keep telling him the body is asking him to rest, not eat. That's right. Okay, we're just eating machines, and he's eating himself to death. You can actually just eat really great food and eat all the time, and you will never ever have the health that you could have had. Okay, Shell, I have been doing squats this week 2 times a day, has helped. But what is strange, I am left-handed and the pains have been on the side, on that side of my body. I think I hit, hi, can I help you? This is Dr. Wolf.
May be monitored or recorded for quality assurance purposes.
Hi, this is Dr. Wolf. How can I help you? Good. Okay. I am left-handed and the pains have been on that side of my body. Well, of course, that's your dominant side. And if you've been doing the stretches, you're trying to lengthen, strengthen, open up circulation, and you've got physical blocks on your dominant side. I think I hit my elbow on my bar and only hurts when picking up something, then that hip, but I believe, wow. Okay, it's her sciatic nerve on her left side. While I had non-surgical on my spine, it's much more in alignment. The S-curve is pretty much gone. Yeah, I just want to tell you, everyone, this whole scoliosis thing, oh my God, you got scoliosis. Understand something. Do you know how many people have scoliosis? And look at this lady here. She had scoliosis and now it's almost completely gone from doing Wolf non-surgical and from doing the pelvic squats and from doing pelvic enhancer. Guys, let me tell you something. You're so powerful. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to turn this stuff around. And doctors are not programmed to help you. They're just programmed to keep you into the herd. That's it. Most doctors. I won't say all. I take that back. But still a small curve in the lower back of the spine. Well, okay. So what we need to do is make sure you're not pooping in your pelvis. Bring down the infection, because where the curve is going to be the worst is in the lower part of the spine usually, and that's because of the infection creates inflammation, and when you have inflammation, you cause dehydration of the ligaments and the tendons and the muscles. So guess what? If I have, let's say I have a bow and arrow, right? And the string is this long and it makes the curve about this. If I make the string 2 inches shorter, will the bow be bigger in the bow and arrow? Absolutely. It's just logic. So, you know, once we actually return the actual length and strength to the tendons, ligaments, and muscles, then the curve is no longer there. But understand, the more infection, the more inflammation, the more crystallization, calcification, we've got to get that calcium back into the spinal column, because that is where you're dumping calcium out of the bones to try to buffer down the tissues around the area so you don't end up with cancer. But I seem to be gaining even a little bit more height as I go along. Well, of course you do, because of the non-surgical. When we do non-surgical on someone's spine, it takes us an hour and a half, and we will increase their height by 1 inch to 2 inches, and their height will almost come back to where they were the tallest in their lifetime, no matter how old they are. I mean, if you're like 85 years old, it may take us like 3 times to work on your spine. Can you let Amelia in, please? 3 times, you may, can somebody let her in? Amelia, she's trying to get in to Zoom. Okay, so you may have to work on the spine 3 times to actually get the heights back that the person had when they were in their tallest, when they were their tallest in their lifetime. And that's the truth. So everybody says, oh my God, this is what chiropractors say, and this is not all of them, but chiropractors say this to people, and doctors. Well, you know what? Yeah, you've lost about 1.5 inches in your height. You've lost bone calcium. I mean, who even says that? Does that mean that their head actually got smaller? What does that mean? What does that mean? No, it means the discs in between the vertebrae got dehydrated and thinned out. And then with Wolf non-surgical and doing cell sonic, we'll bring it right back, and that's it. Oh, another miracle. I mean, isn't it great when you're just programmed to just tell people things that aren't true? But still a small curve, but I seem to be gaining even a little more height as I go along. Being 5 foot, every little bit helps, LOL. I was on Cardigan, and I'm now on the SAC Merigen, which is the strongest one. Merigen is the strongest one. So I'm looking forward to even more healing. And you will have it, love. Keep working with yourself, because that's the key, right? It's about working with yourself, putting time and energy into yourself. How can I help you? This is Dr. Wolf.
Yeah, hi. I'm glad I got a hold of you. You're an amazing, amazing person. I get the biggest kick out of you.
You do know that you're live on Facebook, YouTube.
Yeah, I know I'm live, and it's a beautiful thing. I listen to you quite often, and I need to know if what kind of detox. I eat very healthy, take care of myself, but it's very important to detox, and
Okay,
there's
but
so many out there.
let's understand that it's very important to detox. But the biggest problem is that people are lacking energy. So let's not just put all our emphasis in detox. Let's make sure that we restore our energy and then we detox efficiently. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So the whole world,
Yes, I do.
you know, I mean, I should have been called the Doc of Detox energy guy, but I think that might have been too long. You know, so I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? So the reality is that
Yeah.
it's not just about detox. I think that was just my fly bait, you know, to catch the flies. I'm not really sure. But the reality is energy is what you need. And here's the deal. Try to picture it this way. If your mitochondria, which are the powerhouse of every cell, were in perfect healthy condition, you would never be sick in your whole lifetime. And you would also make about 10 pounds more ATP than your normal body weight every day. And the problem is, due to infection, inflammation, calcification, those mitochondria can't spin and make enough ATP to give people enough energy to detoxify properly or to stay healthy. Do you understand?
That makes perfect sense.
So what would you say is your Achilles heel right now?
Inflammation.
Inflammation.
Without a doubt.
Why do you still have? Where's the
A lot of
inflammation? What?
Just a lot of inflammation. And I don't know what else to do other than I eat extremely healthy, organic.
Okay, so
I don't have
how much do you weigh?
I weigh 155.
And what's your height?
I'm like 5'9".
Okay, all right. Well, it's not so bad. I mean, can I ask you a question? Are you doing a proper colon cleanse? Like you're really doing it right?
No.
Okay, guess what? That's the answer. So if I could just say this, I would don't do what I say, just do what you want. But I would get a perfect day consult, and I would go with Sam, okay? And I look at all the consultations that come in. Now, but I'm going to tell you what to do anyways, but if you get a consult, it's $150. It's lifetime support. How would you like somebody that really knows what they're doing to support you for life at $150? And when you can't get Sam, you're going to call me like you just did, and I'm going to help you out too. So, but here's the deal. Get yourself on daily cleansing tea. Never come off of it again, because that's your problem. Your problem is actually, it's your large intestine and liver. And I will tell you that. And you can come back on live and then tell people I don't know what I'm talking about if you want. So, but first, let's get the cork.
I don't think that would happen.
Let's get the cork out and celebrate, okay? So that would be first doing the daily cleansing tea and use the black gold. But the black gold, you're going to use that in 2 blender drinks using organic berries and making a blender drink for yourself and putting the black gold in. And I would go with maybe, at least around a teaspoon of the black gold twice a day. Do the daily cleansing tea twice a day. Let's see your bowels move 2 to 3 times a day like a cow plop. Not diarrhea, but just like a cow plop for the first, let's say, 10 to 20 days. And then we'll back off a little bit and let's get them to be more formed. But let's have 2 or 3 that are 7 inches long. And then let's have them about the size. If you take your middle finger and you go like this, I'm sorry, your first finger. Take your first finger and then you see the outside of my fingers, the circle?
I'm looking at my...
Okay, well, not the outside, but look at the inside, the hole. If you were on the web right now, you see that hole that I made with my first finger and my thumb? That's how wide your bowel movements should be, and they should be 5 to 7 inches long, 2 or 3 of those a day that should float. Okay, so that's what we're after. So, and if you could do the ultimate coffee enema, and you can see that on my website if you go to my do-it-yourself guide, and do the ultimate coffee enema, and then do a coffee enema, and do that for maybe once a day to twice a day for the first 10 days, and then back off to once a day. and then do the daily cleansing tea and black gold, but the ultimate coffee enema, and then get on the perfect day diet, you're going to call me up and go, oh my God, you know what? I didn't realize it. Hey, have you ever had a cesarean?
No.
Okay. So have you ever had any abdominal surgeries?
No.
Okay. What has gone on in your...
You know what? A lot of my ailments are from stress, and one of the most amazing things I like about you is that you talk about loving yourself more,
Yeah.
and not putting up with people that pull you down. You know, that's a big part of it. A big part of it.
Well, actually, people aren't pulling you down. They're just pulling you to where they are. So you shouldn't be with but that's your fault. You shouldn't be around those people. Oh, but wait a minute, I'm married to him. Well, guess what? Maybe you'll have to just not be. See, the reality is that people were taught and born to suffer. So they will just stay there and suffer it out. We all know that. I mean, everybody that ends up actually leaving a relationship is dead, almost dead before they leave, right? You just stay there until there's nothing left. But here's the deal. Never leave a relationship until you learn, or at least know what unconditional love for yourself is. So the reality is that whatever relationships you have with your husband or your wife or your children or whoever you have, you put them all on notice that you're going to get into something really crazy, okay? And that's going to be, I'm going to try to unconditionally love myself. And they're going to go, what does that mean? And that means that I'm going to try to stop having guilt about not being a good woman, a good wife, a good mother. I'm going to stop having guilt that I slept with 150 guys, because I could have slept with 250, and who really cares anyways? Because at the end of the day, as long as you had fun, I say get her done. And the reality is that I really don't care what society's rules are. And I don't believe that there are any rules that I want to follow. It's unconditional love. So whether you went to bed with one person or 250, it really doesn't matter. The reality is that, you know, everybody can take their beliefs and put them where the sun doesn't shine. Because if I know one thing, that if I don't let myself off the hook for everything I ever did, and I don't unconditionally love myself right now, if I judge myself, then I'm going to poison myself, which means I'm going to poison everybody else, and I'm never going to be what I need to be to get off of this planet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, you know,
so it's
and
150. It's 150 to join?
It's $150. Go to docofdetox.com, click on consultation, pick Sam, you'll love her, and I'm going to tell you something, and then come and tell me what you're thinking about. In about 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to say, I've reduced my inflammation by about 80%. And I'll say, well, that's good. And we don't want it to go all away right away, or else you won't stick to the program. So your body's not that stupid. It's going to keep some around for a while until you really get the program going, right?
Absolutely.
But understand something. If you could get this in the nicest way, just mind your own business. Mind your own business. And that would be that would be minding your loving you more than anything else. And guess what? I don't want you to care about what's going on with anyone else anymore. Because the reality is if you were to stop becoming an inflammation, creation, just think how much easier people would be around you, and how much more fun you would have, and how much more fun you would be with.
Absolutely. You're so true. So true. I couldn't agree with you more. I go to Al-Anon, and Al-Anon teaches all this. It's really true. It's really true. You have to mind your own business.
Yes, you need to mind your own business, and that would be when you're doing skin brushing or salt glows or the ultimate coffee enema, or when you decide that you don't want to eat something, that you're going to make sure that people honor and respect you. And if they don't, it's because you never honored and respected yourself when you were around these people, so they don't know how to do that. So you're going to have to be patient with them because you haven't done that for yourself enough.
Right, and by me minding my own business and doing this, I'm helping them, because, you know, they have to learn too.
Well, no, that's the thing. They don't have to learn.
No, they don't have to. But it's a good example of
I want you to stop being a caretaker.
No?
I want you to stop being a caretaker.
Okay.
Stop being a caretaker, because that's what you sound like, and that's probably why you have so much pain and inflammation, because you're putting all of this energy into helping people and trying to change people, and that's going to destroy you.
I hear you. I hear you. I agree. I agree with you.
And guess what?
100%.
Why don't you ask them, and you know what they're going to say to you? Why don't you just leave me alone? Right?
It's
But
true because I got to mind my own business.
yeah,
It's
that's
their
right.
business, not mine.
That's right. Mind your own business. And the reality is you're going around telling everyone how to live, but meanwhile, you're full of inflammation. That's really great. Do you mind if I don't listen to you?
That's true. And I really don't tell anybody, but I feel it.
No, that's not true at all. That's not true at all. You're a fixer-upper. I feel it. It's coming right through the phone. You're a fixer-upper, okay? And there's not, I get it. You're a beautiful human being, but guess what? Okay, why don't you look at energy like gold? Why don't you look at your energy like the most valuable resource, and you're not going to waste it anymore? And why don't you take that valuable resource and put it in on yourself and then have the life that you always wanted and were promised, but nobody can deliver but you?
True.
All right.
Beautiful. Beautifully said. Well, thank you so much.
All right.
Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and keep up the good work. It's beautiful.
You too. You keep up the good work, girl.
All right, I will.
All right.
Have a great day.
Okay, bye now.
Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wolf, for your advice. You're right. I am in alignment. This is Gail with myself and nature while I am fasting here on the farm, stress-free, and nature walking, swimming, and listening to the birds with minimum human contact. That's the way it's got to be. It's all about nature and setting yourself free. You're right. I feel weak on my second day fasting due to detoxing, but you need to rest more. So guess what? People need to rest more depending on how toxic they've been and how many blocks they have in the body. Try to take a look at a river. Try to look at the river having a bunch of dams in it. The more dams in the river, the slower the water's going to move. And then when the body wants to clear it out, the body's going to be using energy to try to get rid of those blocks, those dams, whether it's scar tissue, whether it's mutation, whether it's crystallization, okay, or whether it's displaced calcium. So it needs the energy to get rid of those blocks. So the more blocks you have, the less energy. So that's where you really need to connect to your breath and really relax and just, you know, and the reality is what do? We don't want to let anybody down. And if we decide to say we're going to do something, we will do it and we'll push ourselves through it, even if it will hurt us, even if it will hurt our body. Let me tell you, you respect yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, or so help me God, you are going to suffer until you leave this planet. Jody, how do you know you have tendinosis? And if you have it, I'm not laughing at you, Jody, and if you have it, what can you do to get rid of it? Well, tendinosis just means that you had tendinitis, and now it's scar tissue, and now you have stiffness, and that's tendinosis. There is no tendinosis. There's only scar tissue. So first we get inflammation, which is tendinitis. Then we get so much inflammation that we get all this fibrin coming in, and it's really tough stuff, and it's really trying to stop the inflammation from spreading. So now you've got scar tissue, and now that's tendinosis. Oh my God, I've got tendinosis. Okay, so the reality is if you were to get a clapper and clap that tendinosis, you would increase the circulation and help to turn the scar tissue back into beautiful connective tissue. If you find a Wolf non-surgical therapist, okay, they're going to do it in about 15 minutes. They're going to lovingly, because it's all clumped up now, feel it, it's a bump, and it's tough. So they're going to go in there and they're going to untie the knot and they're going to open up the fibers, get the blood in and the circulation, and instantaneously it turns into beautiful connective tissue, and now you're lengthened, strengthened, detoxed, and toned. There you go. There's a lot of other things you could do. You could use some DMSO, you could use some pain away essential oils. Let me see. Tracy, love my clapper. I'm convinced that the martial arts are healing partly because of the striking points. I don't know what that means, but great. Sandra, what about schizophrenia? Is this a real disease? Well, I can tell you that they're emotionally out of balance, they're nutritionally out of balance, and what happens when you've been terrorized as a young child and the terror never leaves you? What do you think is going to happen? Okay, you're going to hear voices, you're going to hear everything. How about when you go crazy? Seriously. Okay, well, I don't believe anything that the medical system says and does anymore. That's just me. I'm not telling you not to. and I'm allowed to have that. Am I allowed to believe in what I want to believe in? Oh my God, no, go get them. No, I don't believe in anything the medical system does, and they don't even believe in it. Okay? Let me see here. Hold it right there, please. Okay? I am 58 and was totally pain-free until 3 years ago. Mild occasional numbness and tingling. Give me a second. Hi, can I help you? This is Dr. Wolf. Hello? Hi, can I help you? This is Dr. Wolf. Okay. All right, let me see here. Let me see. Mild occasional numbness, tingling in a few fingers. When you have that in a few fingers, it means that the brachial plexus up here, okay, because this, guys, you want to see something? You want to know why she has her tingling? Watch this. And I'm exaggerating it, but she's contracted too much in here. The brachial plexus is all congested, and so you're not getting your circulation anymore. That's all. It's not a big deal. I could go in here, take 5 to 10 minutes and do it. If she goes, 1 second, don't go any further. If she goes into my do-it-yourself guide and she does, looks in the lengthen, strengthen guide, and she does the crab stretch and she connects to the Lionheart breathing, and then she gets a clapper and she starts clapping up here, okay, and she claps up here for about a half an hour either side. Guess what? Let's see what starts happening. If she takes a little bit of DMSO gel and rubs it up here maybe 2 or 3 times a day, and then taking pain away essential oil and just putting it under here and rubbing it as often as she can, and then doing the crab stretch 3 times a day. That's it. Okay. Yeah. But you know what? Let me put it to you this way. We have been so dumbed down. And then you go to a practitioner that doesn't understand scar tissue, inflammation, crystallization, calcification, which is almost every practitioner in the world. So yeah, this isn't going to change right away, anybody. So you need to get that. Okay, mild occasional numbness and tingling in a few fingers has progressed to pain. Of course it will, because first you're tingling, the circulation's being cut off, and then the pain says, now you're getting in real trouble. And then numbness and tingling. Well, after a while, your body goes, no, there's no reason to keep giving her pain. Let's just load it up with scar tissue and totally mummify the nerves so she doesn't feel anything anymore. And guess what that's called? Okay, what do you think it's called? I'm trying to remember right now. Hold on here. When you get numbness, it is a neuralgia problem where the scar tissue goes around the nerves and wraps it and stops you from feeling. If you're continually having pain in a certain part of your body, it will wear down your immune system and it will open you up to autoimmune diseases, okay? And it's, all right, so it's called neuralgia. First, that's what it is, it's a pain. And then from neuralgia, it goes into what? Neuropathy. Neuropathy can happen in your legs, it can happen anywhere in your body, and it's where your body just builds so much scar tissue it numbs you right out, and now you have this deep aching numbness pain, but you don't have this high pitch pain because that was draining your immune system, and your body is actually smarter than you are because you've been trained to actually not know how to take care of yourself. Sometimes shooting nerve pain in the legs. Well, of course, because the nerves, okay, are being wrapped with the scar tissue, so you'll go to move a certain way to stretch the nerve, and the nerve can't move because it's wrapped in scar tissue. You know what I really love? Okay, I'm going to tell you something right now. I will play this, okay? Let me think, today's Friday. Sometime this coming week, I'm going to play for you where somebody went to a doctor and they said that the nerves were dying in her spine and she needed to get surgery, and I will prove that he doesn't know what he's talking about. Nerves don't die. Say it to me, nerves don't die. Okay, nerves get wrapped with scar tissue and then they're numbed out. As soon as you get rid of the scar tissue and the calcification, they come right back alive. So you're going to tell me that if the water's on and it's coming through the hose, okay, that I stepped on the hose, okay, and now the water can't come through the hose, that the tap, okay, is broken. That's about as logical as what they say. Sometimes shooting nerve pain in my legs, of course. I went 100% sugar-free. Yeah, but it's all about scar tissue now. You can go sugar-free, you can go dairy-free. You can do a lot of different things, but until you relieve yourself of the scar tissue and the calcification, you'll never get rid of it. We can get people that get rid of their bad habits, but guess what? They let it go too long. Now you've got a lump of scar tissue wrapped around there, okay? And guess what? You ever try to get rid of beef jerky? That's why Wolf Non-Surgical is the key. Sometimes shooting nerve pain in my legs. I went 100% sugar-free last May, September because of the pain, and the condition improved 80%. I knew it would, and I released 15 pounds. Good for you. I am not 100% sugar-free, flour-free now, and numbness has increased a bit because guess what? Are you ready? Because the scar tissue is still growing. Because now you've got a piece of beef jerky in there, and diet's not going to get rid of it. We got to go in there and actually use non-surgical to pull those fibers apart, and maybe even use Celsonic, and guess what? In one treatment, we could turn it around. If not one, two. I'll give you a money-back guarantee that we do one treatment, it's 80% gone, and the last treatment, it should be gone. And then when you start doing things like the pelvic squats, the crab stretch, when you start doing your clapping, when you start doing belly button therapy, it'll all kick in then, okay? But guess what? Go try and chew on a piece of beef jerky and then ask yourself, how do you go in and chew that beef jerky to make it back into beautiful connective tissue? Well, it's called Wolf Non-Surgical. I have not been diagnosed with anything and haven't gone to the doctor. Well, he couldn't give you anything, it's just scar tissue. I have had a consult with one of your practitioners last year. I have never had a prescription drug or antibiotic in my adult life, and I don't take over-the-counter meds. I live in the country, fresh air, good water, with my beautiful family, awesome husband of 35 years, surrounded by love and support, and love myself unconditionally. Am joyful and loving. I really don't get where the pain originates from. Your thoughts. Scar tissue, sweetie. Okay, if you want to give me a call on extension 5, if you have trouble getting through. No, leave it there. You're going too far. Go back. Just stay there. Just stay. All right, thank you. If you want to give me a call, it is scar tissue. Just know that. And you're so close. But I really want you to get this, that it's like if I had a rope and I tie a knot in it, is the rope longer or shorter? It's shorter. So when you go to stretch, you're going to have pain. What if we untie the knot and we pull those fibers apart? Well, you're back to connective tissue right away. Look at, people go, well, if you work on the scar tissue and you open that up, where's it all going to go? Could it give me a heart attack? And I go, it doesn't go anywhere, even if there's a big lump. Once the blood supply comes in, it doesn't even exist. There's no fibrin or scar tissue around your body. When we restore the life to the beef jerky, it becomes connective tissue again, and now it lengthens and strengthens, and so it's not thinned out and tough. So it actually becomes thicker like it used to be when it was nice, because you know, they'll take a muscle from an animal and make beef jerky. It starts off like this and it goes down to this. Yes or no? Yes. Well, that's you. You came down to beef jerky, so you got thinner and you got shorter. So now when we get the blood flow back, you're going to be the length that you were before and the width, and now you're back to a beautiful connective tissue. Kelly, schizophrenia is caused by deliberate chemical indoctrination. Well, I'd say it's more than that, but great. I'm sure that could play a part. Johnny, my husband has tinnitus. That means inflammation in the inner ear. There's a little nerve that goes from the inner ear up to the brain, and that is inflamed. I have done the clapper, the brush, the shot glass, done this for 3 months, about 2 to 3 times a day. I tell him he needs to distract himself. Well, I mean, that's all going to help, but also if he takes silver bullet gel, well, first of all, if he were to put the infinite iodine into his ear, that's going to help to disinfect. And why don't you have him go to the DIY guide and find out how to do ear clear, ear restore. And we talk about it in there. And I'm actually going to redo those videos, not right away, but yeah, I'm working on it. But tell him to go to the do-it-yourself guide, okay? And understand the clapping does help. I used to have in my left ear here, it used to ring all the time. And between the clapping, between getting non-surgical around here, between working on my TMJ, the jaw part, and then by doing the actual ear restore, it's in my do-it-yourself guide in the library. Go take a look at it. Okay, let me see. People need to wake up. Yeah, that's easier said than done because they've been put to sleep a long time ago. Generations have been put to sleep. All right, let me see. I think that's about it. You want to keep going down? We'll see if there's anything else. Keep going. Keep going. I'm kind of shocked you're drinking a raw egg. Thought you were whole food plant-based. Oh no, I'll do a raw egg here and there. I'm not 100% plant-based. I never said that to anybody. And I'll do a raw egg. Did you ever see how much energy I put out? So, you know, the last few days I haven't done any blender drinks. And yesterday I shot a 3-hour video and I was starting to feel a little bit woo. And today I said, you better give me a blender drink with a raw egg in it. And I've never said that I was 100% plant-based, but I've always said one thing though, I'm 85 to 90% plant-based because that leaves me open not to be attacked. Ooh, there you go. Judy, Daryl, my daughter and I are coming down to Ixtapa the beginning of October to take the courses. Will you be there to give the courses yourself? I do the whole life coach certification and then I also drop in on the courses, but I don't train the Wolf Non-Surgical. I let people do that are better at it than me, actually. And you have a whole team doing it for you. I do the whole life coach certification, though. I am planning to stay for 6 months and my daughter with her husband for a month. Thank you. You're going to love it. I promise you're going to love the whole experience. Debbie, I will work for you and with you one day. Well, I think why not? Okay. Let me see here. Savina, what I meant is we need to be aware of our emotions and yes, deal with them and heal what is not right with our emotions. Hope that explains it better. You know what? I knew what you were saying, but when I read it, I just wanted, there was a teaching in there, Savina, so I wanted to grab it, okay? I knew you knew what you were saying, but I wanted to teach people something, okay? I wanted to teach them that they shouldn't be trying to process negative emotions to try to figure out negative emotions that were never theirs. You know, when you are being disapproved by other people and people are throwing their beliefs at you and they're making you feel terrible, you need to really love yourself unconditionally and just go in the garbage can. Or what can I learn from this, okay? What can I learn from this, okay? We'll do this last question and then we gotta go. Mina. Hi, Dr. Daryl. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. Just want to say that you have helped me a lot. I have learned so much. And my first clapping, I was blue. Now it only red. There it is, girl. See what I mean? So understand that's the logic of all this. The best diagnosis you could ever have, diagnosing yourself, you're allowed to do that. That's not against the law yet, is with a clapper. Okay, anywhere on your body, you'll find out what's going on. And my first clapping, I was blue. Now it's only red. Structured was the black gold, and what I do, what I learned from you. Much loves. Okay, you too, love. Have a beautiful weekend. Okay, hello. What can I do with hearing sounds in my ear? All right, I'll tell you what. I'll do a 1-a-day on this. I'll do a training on this, but go into my do-it-yourself guide. There already is one. I want to update it, but go in there and look at the ear restore. I am responsible for my happiness. Yes, you are, Debbie. Miro, I am extraordinary. Yes, you are. You are extraordinary, and you need to live with that. You need to stand in that, okay? And guess what? If you want to become outstanding, you better stand out, and you better stand up for yourself. How does it get any better than that? I don't know, it doesn't. What else is possible? Everything, okay? That's it. I bought a structure water unit. It's my sidekick wherever I go. Beautiful. Thank you everybody for joining me. Just know that I still have our, the biggest sale of the year is on. We only do this twice a year. And let me see what else. Today's Friday. Next week I'm doing interviews with all of the inventors of my top products next week. So if you want to, and if they're all Q&As, they're all live Q&As. So if you want to join us, okay? And just know this: the Thunder Shrooms are going to be here. Just know this, and here's another big claim to fame, and you can challenge me on this. The most powerful healing mushrooms in the world have never been in North America, and they are being released in 3 weeks, and I will release the whole Thunder Shroom series of videos that we put together to prove it. And we will have Oliver on, and when I release those Thunder Shrooms, we will be putting them on sale. And I am telling you, they are the most powerful mushrooms in the world. These mushrooms are 30 to 90 years old. They're 30 to 90 years old. They are grown up in the mountains, on trees, 30 to 90 years old. You need to get that. 95% of all the mushrooms that you buy are grown in a laboratory, and they're like 3 weeks old to 6 weeks old. Okay? So just understand that we're bringing the thunder down, and we're bringing these Thunder Shrooms to North America for the first time. All right? Sabina, certainly will take your advice, Dr. Wolf. I was trying to protect those who find the truth difficult to believe, but I need to stand in my own truth, as you so rightly said. All right. God said, whatever you focus on, you will get more of. Absolutely. Absolutely, Leah. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And just know this. We are going to be doing a course, a whole life coach course on June the 27th to July the 5th. We've had 2 people already sign up today. One was from Canada, one was from Europe, and they're flying over here. And then the Wolf Non-Surgical starts on July the 8th to July the 19th. We still have room for about 4 more people. And then we have our Texas training. Our Texas training is August the 25th to September the 2nd in McKinney, Texas. We're only allowing 20 people at this course. And then the Wolf Non-Surgical starts September 4th to September 15th in McKinney, Texas, everyone. Can you bring that up? I think we have another, it's under there, isn't it? Can I see that? There we go. Thank you so much. Ixtapa, Mexico, Whole Life Coach will be September the 10th to September the 18th. Wolf Non-Surgical, September the 21st to October 2nd. And then Barrie, Ontario will be Whole Life Coach, that's in Canada, Whole Life Coach, September the 24th, October 2nd, Wolf Non-Surgical, October 4th to October 15th. We have a rule, we will not take more than 20 people in a course from now on. We're capping it off wherever we go, and that's it, because that's where we feel that our best trainings are. We will not take more than that. And if you want to join me, if you've got questions about our courses, our trainings, our treatments, okay, our personal treatment and trainings, where we come to you anywhere in the world to teach you, your family, a group, or if you want to be certified in your clinic, we'll come to your clinic, or we'll come to you and certify you in any of our trainings. You can call me at extension 5, but if you join me at 5 o'clock every Thursday, I'll answer any of your questions. If you want, just know this, just email me at nwp@docofdetox.com. You'll get our Zoom link, and that Zoom link will be good for every Q&A. It's good for the Q&A right here. We use the same Zoom link for every Q&A if you want to join us then. And understand something, everyone. You might want to email us, okay? I don't know how long I'm going to exist on these platforms. You do know that anybody that's saying anything good will be cut off of the Facebook, YouTube eventually. It's bound to happen. If you want to stay in touch with us, please send me your email to nwp@docofdetox.com. We'll send you back a link, or just make sure we get your email. You can sign your email up with our newsletter on our website, but just know this, I promise that we won't haunt you or try to berate you or try to sell you things except when there's a sale on or something like that, okay? All right? I just want to tell you that I don't know what else I would do. What else would I do if I didn't do this? Well, I don't know. This is what I got to do. And you know what? Do for you so that you can show people how they can do it. All right? Hold the line. Hold the line. Find your roar. You know what? I promise you that you will not suffer if you respect, honor, and love yourself first and foremost before anyone else or anything else, so help me God. Have a beautiful day. 3, 2, 1. We got this when we come together. You know, it's not good enough to have the most powerful courses, treatments, and training. We want to deliver to you the adventure of a lifetime that's going to last a lifetime. And I'm going to take you on a little adventure right now and show you what we are going to deliver. What are we going to deliver? We are going to deliver the authentic you, the real you, the genius inside. How would you like to become not just the master of your mind, but the master of your body, the master of your life? You know what? The most important world is your world, and we're about to show you how to create it.
Found Dr. Wolf and all his positivity and trying to reshape our way of thinking and help me be a better person, a better mom, better wife. I'm glad I found him in person in Ixtapa, Mexico.
Never limit yourself to beautiful, because that's what you are. Take a look at this beautiful place. We all deserve beauty in our life. You need to create a new program that is unlimited when it comes to things that are beautiful, things that make you happy, things that make you shine, things that make you feel excited. Let's get excited.
This guy's got something really interesting to say and he's sharing it really openly and we're just really not caring what other people think, and I just thought that was really empowering.
What I've learned in my life is this: to be the change you wish to be the change you wish to see, Braveheart, you have to understand you take life one step at a time.
Dr. Wolf, as many people will have seen, is very direct and straight and will take you to the edge of the cliff, as he says, and then pull you back just in time.
Never lose your focus. Never lose your dream, because